Okay, so yeah, this is what remains of the old shop. So yeah, we're almost done with the move, and gonna miss this place. Got a lot of projects done in here, but you know, got to move on, and it's just great to have more space where we're going. Okay, and then here we have the new shop, and I'll show you the the chaos that's going on inside. But yeah, this shop it's about 2.5 times larger than where we were before, which is pretty cool. So we've got, yeah, three car entrance, and then you can see, yeah, I mean, basically this is everything from the previous site. So everything I had in the shop and all the buildings outside of the shop of the previous location, now I've just got all of that inside this single shop. So we are going to be putting up buildings around the back of this shop, and eventually actually I'm going to put up a full metal building on this site, which will be a brand new shop, but that's in the future, and then we'll just return this to being the garage for the main house. But for now, this is about 1350 square feet, so it's a nice size. But you can see right now it's just crazy, everything we've got in here. So I've got all the bikes, customer bikes, my bikes, VF 1000R there, CBR 900, RC 51, Ducati 748. We've got the RZV 500, ZX7R, or ZX750R at the back, GSXR 1100, R6. Right in the corner there is a RG250 Walter Wolf. And then, yeah, just everything from both. And I had to pull down all my outside buildings from the previous site because I had to leave the site clear. We were renting that site. This one I actually own now, which is really cool. So I've got a lot bigger shop, and yeah, I own this one, so I can just makes it easier for me to modify it. But the plan is to really do this out nicely, get in all metal benches. I brought all my work cabinets and stuff from the previous place, and you can see we've got some really good storage on this side. So I've got right now all the fairings and spare parts and stuff up on those shelves, and then all my cabinets here. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a little overwhelming. It's took us this is about 3 hours from the other site, so it's a fair trek, but I was fortunate to have help from friends who share the same interests and passion for these bikes, so it was great to have that help to be able to bring all this stuff over. But yeah, this was, you can imagine, this was three truckfuls to get all this stuff over. And now I've got to sort all this out so we can get back to restoring the bikes and working on client bikes. So unfortunately, the big issue is I had to take down my paint booth, which I'd only kind of built about 1.5 years ago, which was a shame. It was just too much to try to move complete. So I've got a temporary paint booth right now because I do need to get back up and running again. I've got quite a lot of jobs that are kind of starting to fall behind now because of this move. So that's the first thing I'll get up and running so I can start painting. And then, yeah, then we're just going to have to work out what to do with this, how to move everything around. I've got a couple of clients who offered to help. So, but it'll be fun. Yeah, we'll post some videos on everything we do here. I really want to invest in this shop and fit it out with the nicest stuff. So we'll get all metal workbenches in. There'll be an area for working on engines. So now I've got more room. I can have an area specifically for engine rebuilds. I'll have an area just for assembly of bikes. Plan to do my own plating, fastener plating and stuff, because where I am now is a little bit more remote. It's a bit further from from people who can do that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get that set up. I will eventually rebuild my spray booth at the back of this building, but that's just going to have to wait a little bit. But yeah, we'll get all new. I'll take these lights out, put all new shop lights in. Eventually, I'll replace all of this storage areas with metal racking, but this is fine for now. Previous owner had this in there. So, but I'd like to do all metal racking up there for all the, because I've got I've got quite a few more components, exhaust systems, frames, stuff like that to come over, probably another half truck. So we're going to have to find space for that. And then eventually, with the work we've got on, plus my own personal work that I do for my own restorations, I plan to have probably 4 work bays, let's say, with the 4 ramps and I've got a really good friend who lives not far from here, who's fanatical about these bikes as much as I am. He's going to actually be joining me, so he'll come up and work a few days a week, which will be fantastic because I could really do with the help. And he's got his own bikes that he works on, so this is just going to be great. He can come up, and I think we can have 4 work benches, bike benches, which will just allow us to do a lot more in parallel than I could do at the other shop, because a lot of the times, you're waiting for parts to come in. So, a job will stop for 2, 3, 4 weeks because we got to bring parts in from Japan or Germany, wherever, and it's tough when you've not got a lot of space to kind of move on to another project while you're waiting. But here, I'll definitely be able to have at least 4 work areas, plus the engine rebuild area, and I'll have a little fabrication area, but that actually eventually will go out the back. So I'll have a fabrication shop and the spray booth out the back of this building. There's a nice area around the back to do that. Yeah, we'll just put it out, we'll be able to put a lot more work through. And then eventually the plan is to, generate enough work to do this full time. Right now it's kind of part-time work. We have to supplement it with another business I have, but I would like to focus 100% of my time on this business because this is my passion. So anyway, that's the update. So we're apologies for not having many videos out at the moment. I do have the final VF1000R. This is not it, the 86. This is an 85, which is in client's bike. This is going to be a full nut and bolt restoration, but we finished the 86 VF1000R up, and that went back to its owner. There's a couple of little things on that we just want to fine tune, so that will come back to the shop at some point. He's been enjoying a few rides on that. There's a couple of little tweaks we want to do, and with these restorations and recommissions, we always need to put some miles on the bike and work out any kinks. They're old bikes where, we're recommissioning a lot of the old components, and sometimes you put a few miles on them and then they need, you find they need replacing or a little bit of tweaking. But on the whole, good. The Ducati 748 you can see there. Actually, I got that through there'll be a video on it, but I got that through its California safety test and got it re-registered. So that's now registered for the road. That bike, I have got all the fairings for it, and there's some over there. Had started to work on it, but had to stop. But that'll be, I think, once we get the shop up and running, that'll be one of my bikes that I'll start working on. We'll get that fully assembled. There's some paint to do on it, and then that'll just be a nice little rider. What I plan to do here, so we're in a beautiful location here, and we're right next to quite a famous highway, CA132, which runs up through the Sierra foothills and then up into Yosemite area. If anyone from California will know this area, they kind of call it the Gold Country. And it's stunning, stunning views and a stunning ride. So what I plan to do is, you know, I get clients coming up to the shop quite often, bringing bikes or picking bikes up, or just, you know, coming up to help out. So what I'm going to do is actually have 2 or 3 nice bikes that are fun riding bikes, and we'll just keep those for when clients come up and we want to shoot out for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you know, and have some fun on the roads here. So anyone who comes up, you know, they're welcome to bring their helmet and we can go for a ride. Plus we'll be using that as our test track for bikes that we're working on in the shop. And yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, I think we'll wrap up there. I will get the final video out on the VF1000R. Hopefully in the next week or two. There'll be an update video on the Ducati 748. But I think, you know, you can see it's going to take me probably another 3 or 4 weeks once we move into this site fully. We're still moving some other stuff, but yeah, it's going to take me 3 or 4 weeks just to get back up and running. And it's going to take several months to get the shop where I want it to, but yeah, we'll be back up and running and doing videos on a weekly basis again, I think in 3 or 4 weeks. So I appreciate your patience. And yeah, shouldn't be too long now before we before we get going again on the bikes, get some more content going. So yep, thank you for all your support, and bye for now.